Hello. I'm excited to be here. I'm a little sad we're not at the convention center. Today is the Pine Belt Women's Expo. However, we can't have it in person, so we're starting something new this year. My name is Jennifer Clark. I am the owner of Emerge Events, an event planning company here in Hattiesburg, and the founder of the Pine Belt Women's Expo, and I'll explain a little bit more about the history of this event. I've never really done that before, so I'm kind of excited. The pandemic has kind of given us excuses to go on video and explain things we've never explained before, and it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's a lot of trouble, but I'm excited to be here and talking to you, regardless if you're watching this live or if you're watching it at a later time. We are launching a few new things this year because of the pandemic. It's kind of forced a whole virtual aspect of things. We're going to revise the website. We've started a YouTube channel that we will put this broadcast on when it's over. We're doing lots of new things. An Instagram social media page, which I don't know why I've never had. I've had one for my event planning business, but I haven't done one for the Women's Expo yet. So it is overdue. The Women's Expo is still going to happen. My word of the year is hope, and that is the word for the Women's Expo this year. And I still have hope we're going to do it. It's not going to be this month, next month. I don't know when it's going to be. It's very hard to plan events right now. It's hard to do a lot of things right now. So I appreciate all of my exhibitors and sponsors. They have given me so much grace and patience, and I do think it will happen. It just may not be right now. Well, definitely won't be right now. So that being said, I wanted to come on and explain kind of what I'm thinking, what we're going to do, and I cannot wait to kind of get started. So first, I'm going to kind of go through the past 9 years. This event started 10 years ago. Today, we would be at the Lake Terrace Convention Center, greeting you at the door right now, and celebrating year 10. That's where we're supposed to be. Instead, I'm in my living room. My kids might come in and out. You know, everybody's used to that by now. The kids coming on the Zoom calls and things. So instead of being there in person, I thought I would do first a little video of the last 9 years, kind of showing you where we started and the last year. And then I'll come back on and talk about what we're going to be doing in the meantime, because I don't want to not do anything while we wait. So why not? Well, let's celebrate in the meantime, because everybody needs a celebration at this point. I know I have just lived in a state of stress for the last 5 months. Sometimes I've had, relaxing times. I know everybody's kind of had that same feeling of just that constant pit in your stomach or in your chest, just a constant gnawing of stress and anxiety, because we don't know what's going on. We don't know. And event planners, the event planning industry will be the last thing to come back, it seems, because we can gather in small groups. Schools have started those kinds of things, but the large events, especially indoors, I don't see how they're going to come back right now. There are some small things happening, but it is going to be a little bit of time before that happens again. But in the meantime, we can do something, and that's mostly online. However, we'll do some other things, maybe some small things in person between now and when we can meet again. I'll go into that after the video. The video shows, I just put together a whole bunch of pictures from the last 9 years. And when I watched it after I did it, it kind of brought tears to my eyes because I can't be with all of you. And it is like a family, whether you've been with me 1 year or 10, all 10, which there are many of you that have been. It is like a family. We get together at least once a year with the exhibitors by themselves, and they have made friendships, business relationships, and there are many of you I do business with, and I will always do business with. A lot of your products are in my home. I, take advantage of your services. So it is like a family, and my family has also been involved. So it's a family effort between my children, my husband, my parents, my in-laws, sisters, brother, everybody I've pulled in to help me, and my friends. So, I've done this event pregnant. I've done this event all kinds of different ways with babies. Um, so it has been with me for the last 10 years, and it is a baby to me. It is my baby. It is the same age as my firstborn. Basically, she's 10 and this event is 10. So anyway, I'm excited to be here. So I'm going to show you the video. I'll come back on and talk about the expo, where it's been and where it's going. And then that's it. These videos that we'll be doing over the next, who knows, couple of months, I'm going to try to keep to like less than 30 minutes. But it just depends on the video. I mean, on the day and what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and get this video up. Let's make sure I can do this right. Okay. Okay. I'm back. I hope my volume is back. Okay. Y'all, that video makes me teary. Really does. All right. Make sure I have sound here. Okay. All right. So yeah, really, I mean, I'm not, well, I think these days I'm more emotional than than I usually am. But yeah, that video, because I can't see everybody right now. I haven't seen any of you except maybe on video calls or whatever, and or just watching your Facebook or whatever. And it's hard not getting together like we used to for a little while, in March and April. Hey, as an event planner, I was tired. A pause for a couple of months just to not go anywhere. You cannot go anywhere, was kind of, hey, it was refreshing. But, and then I kept thinking, the Women's Expo will still happen. It's in August. There's, it's going to be fine. And then it kept going on. And then, you get weary. And I've heard that word from other business owners, just weary, especially your restaurant owners who were trying so hard for so long when it was like opening and then you can, and then you could, you had to be outside, all these things. And then now we are 5 months later, and we're not gathering. We're not having large groups. I mean, you can have a farmer's market or you can have some small things outdoors. Maybe sports are coming back. I don't know the answer, but we're not going to have a Women's Expo right now. We can't. I mean, that event, looking at the video, I'm like, everybody's close together. I miss those times. There's no mask. We didn't even think about it. So it's pretty amazing what we took for granted just a few months ago. So as I said before, my name is Jennifer Clark, and I'm the owner of Emerge Events. And Emerge Events was actually founded with this event. So just a little bit of history. 10 years ago, I was sitting down for coffee with Carolyn Jones Primo. She was a marketing person. She had Healthy Sales Magazine back then before she retired. We were sitting together, and at that point I was getting out of one business I owned because it was a labor of love, but it was exhausting. And so I was closing that one down, and I had another part-time job, and I had my 1-year-old, I don't know if she was quite one then. And I was trying to figure out, what do I want to do? And we were talking, and I said, well, one day maybe I want to start an event planning company. That's what I did for several of my other jobs, and that would be neat to do. And she said, well, let's do a Women's Expo. And I was like, what is a Women's Expo? I had no idea. She had seen them in other parts of the country, and she really wanted to do it. So I said, okay, let's do it. She was a great salesperson. I was not. I can put logistics together and tell you how many tables you need, but I do not like to sell. And so it was a good team. And that first year we did it in downtown Hattiesburg at the venue, at the bakery building, which was a beautiful venue. And it really was a beautiful event. It was small because that venue is not like the convention center. It's a relatively small venue, but it was perfect for the first year. I remember at the Depot Coffee House that day, they sold out of like everything because everybody was going and getting coffee and breakfast and all that. So that was year one. Immediately, we outgrew the venue. So we moved it to the Lake Terrace Convention Center at year 2. And it was there. It's been there ever since, and we'll go back there. And we fill up the entire venue. This year, our plan was to go outside as well, and even have some food vendors on site outside. And so that was our plan. We were going to expand it because we couldn't expand indoors. We were already using up every space we had. So that was what happened 10 years ago. But Carolyn, after we started this event, year 2, she retired and said, here you go, it's yours. And so then I had to do everything. And I had to learn how to sell. But what I did was I'm still a terrible salesperson, but I'm a relationship builder. And so my aim was to create these relationships with all of these exhibitors and sponsors and just hope they didn't, go away. I'd rather keep a relationship than try to, cold call people. And that's worked really well over the years. Yes, I could do more. I could call people on the phone and tell them about this event if they did not know about it, but that is hard, y'all. So it has been 9 years we have done it, and this would have been our 10th celebration, our anniversary. And so we will not, we're not going to miss that. We're going to still do our 10th Women's Expo. We just don't know when we're going to do it. I have to say thank you to everybody who's made this event possible. If you've come to an event, if you liked a Facebook post, if you've helped me stuff bags at like a mad person at 9:55 when the gates open at 10, all of you, I mean, if you've brought me food when I don't eat, especially when I'm pregnant, I appreciate all of you for everything you've done. As I went through the slideshow, you'll notice, you may notice yourself, people that are no longer with us. There may be businesses that are no longer with us. And it's really neat seeing 9 years, and very bittersweet. This event not only means a lot to me, but there are a lot of people that it means a lot to. For example, at the beginning of the video, you'll see a family, and they put them also at the end. And last year, Miss Gwen and her family have been with us every single year. And I know there are others that have done the same thing, but that's not the only thing. The neat thing is that they were our very first Expo attendees. When they came in the door, I don't remember what time, but we were not open. She was early. She's always early, and I love it. Not at the time, I don't love it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you're here. We're not ready. But anyway, I always welcomed her in, let her come on in. You know, she's family now, and she always brings her family. And they have a family member that is no longer with them. But they come back every year, and it is in memory of that family member. It is also to celebrate with her family members. And I love that. I love them coming, and it means a lot to me that people come with their mom every year or their daughter, and looking at the children. Like my daughter was a baby when we started it, and now she's 10. I love it. I love seeing all the people growing up. The businesses that have grown up, seeing businesses starting because of the Expo, not because of the Expo, but they maybe have got a booth at the Expo and said, well, now I can expand. I feel more comfortable to make my business bigger. The relationships that this event has created, it just means a lot to me. It is not my doing. I put the event together, but what happens in the event is not me. It's, somebody from above is watching me very closely, y'all. And this event could not happen otherwise, because I'm a solopreneur, but I'm really not. So there's some things happening with this event that is just beyond my capabilities. But it takes a lot of people to run this. I'm a solopreneur, but that doesn't mean I do it on my own. We have amazing photographers over the years. We've had interns. I have been blessed with so many amazing interns and some contractual staff, volunteers that just show up, say, hey, put me to work. And I'm like, really? And then they never get to sit down the whole day. Photo booths, people that have done headshots, everybody that's behind the scenes, the convention center, the staff. I mean, they work from way before the expo starts, putting up everything, all that pipe and drape, all the power cords, the tables. It is a labor to put something like this together that I don't have to do any of that. I don't touch a piece of trash. If there's trash on the floor, it is picked up. There's so many people that are behind the scenes. And I know when you go to an event, you may not see that. And so I'm so appreciative of everybody that help. But besides my family that I make help too. You'll see my daughter running around a lot of times, sometimes two, and then my nephew as well. They love helping, and then they get tired and they're ready to just go play. We've had childcare over the years, which has been a blessing for a lot of moms when they come to the expo, because some kids love going through and they're just so gentle and they go through and they don't take everything off the tables. And then you have other ones, which I have one of each, that just want to go through and just live life and take all the things. And so the childcare helps out for those people that want to just enjoy it by themselves. So we've had that over the years. So all the people in the background that have put it together, that have been behind the scenes, thank you so much. All the exhibitors and the sponsors, there's no way we could do it without you. Merit Health Wesley's been on since day one. And you notice you could see logo changes throughout the 9 years in the video for a lot of sponsors. You can see the evolution of different businesses happening. But so although I'm a solopreneur, I do not do it alone. There's no way. And there's a lot of you who've been with me from the beginning. So my last event this year was on March 4th, and it happened to be an event planning event planning conference. And coronavirus is mentioned a couple of times, but it wasn't the highlight of the conference. It was mentioned in passing. And then a couple of weeks later, we are shut down with events. It blows my mind how this happened. So it's been a long 5 months, but I cannot wait anymore to do events. We've got to do this, whether it's virtual, whether it's some tiny things with our bricks and mortar businesses, whether it's bringing the blood mobile to your business and letting people give blood, because that's one component of the Women's Expo. They really need blood now because the blood drives aren't happening as much as they used to. So that's the kind of stuff that it just hit me hard. I can't just sit and wait for the expo to actually happen. It will happen, but if I sit and wait for it, we're going to be here a long time. So just a quick summary of what we've got going on. All right. Here's what we're doing. We're calling it Women's Expo in the meantime. And that means we're not just going to wait around. We're going to do some stuff, and it's going to be really neat stuff. Starting with this video, just kicking off a series of events online, and there will be some in-person things, like I mentioned, the blood drive and things like that. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to have 3 scheduled times per week that we go either live, or a pre-recorded video will be loaded on different mediums. It's between the Pine Belt Women's Expo Facebook page, the new YouTube channel that is ready to go, and I'm going to do it through Twitter. This all may not be live, but it'll be loaded in right after the videos are done. Instagram, and probably some will go on LinkedIn and some other places. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m., Thursday at 12 noon, and Saturday at 10. I'll try to keep the videos around 30 minutes or less. Some may be a little bit longer, but those are the days you can come join us, celebrate with us as we move forward with some virtual Women's Expo events. We are going to feature our exhibitors. We're going to feature our sponsors. You'll get to learn about everybody in advance, which is really cool. This might have to happen every year, guys. I am kind of liking it. I wouldn't have done it had it not been for the pandemic. Now you'll get to meet everybody before you get to meet them in person. I mean, that's kind of cool. So you'll get to meet everybody. We're going to do demos, seminars, workshops, feature music. We have some amazing musicians in town, and so feature some of those, art, and lots of other things. So if you have any ideas, send them in. You can message me right here on Facebook. We didn't want our mission to not happen during a pandemic. We need it now more than ever. Right now, you can't go out and you can shop. I've started doing a little bit myself. We had to for things like school, but you can't, it's not as easy as it was. And it's just weird now. So it's not as easy to find out all the things you need. It really never has been. The Women's Expo made it easy for you to just go from booth to booth and find out all these things you may not have ever known about. My mission for the Women's Expo, I'll read it to you, is to enrich, empower, and entertain women in an environment of celebration and fun. We can still do that. We're going to do that. And the vision, we want to positively impact the lives of Pine Belt women as they find products or services that make a difference in their lives. My goal for the Women's Expo every year is that when you come in, you leave with something you didn't know about, whether it's a product, a service, something, a company, whatever, a nonprofit you want to serve for or be served by. So there's so many different things. I get interrupted by my kids. So that happens in the Women's Expo. We're going to make it happen virtually. So until we can meet again, we're going to do some things to make this easier for you, like the YouTube channel. We're going to host all these videos on the YouTube channel so you don't have to go scour through Facebook. The Pine Belt Women's Expo YouTube channel will be live today. We're going to have a new website. And on the website, you'll be able to see all the exhibitors, all the sponsors, and I highly encourage you to click through the links, go to their Facebook page, go to their website, do business with them. Find, a lot of them are local business. A lot of them are, some of your direct sales. Some of them are they're very hardworking. And now it's not an easy time for anybody. So, your local medical clinics, all the things that you might need right now. So go through our list once it gets launched, and we'll launch it on our Facebook page, let you know when our new website is available. Watch these videos, share them, like them, go to the business's Facebook pages, comment. If you've been to the Women's Expo before, let us know. Tell us your story. Tell us what you found. And that's basically it. I can't believe I kept this under 30 minutes, y'all. I just really want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of myself, my family, everybody who's ever worked with me, whether you got paid or you didn't, whether you're just volunteering your time. On behalf of all of our exhibitors and our sponsors, thank you all so much for being a part of this 9 years. And as we move into 10 years, it's bigger and better because we're also doing it virtual. So just stay tuned to this Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and then our new website as we get it launched. And we'll be in touch, and we're going to just bring the expo to you until we can meet again. Thank you all so much.